Hi everyone, thank you for joining me for story time today. My name is Miss Julie and I work for the Schenectady County Public Library. Today's story time is about leprechauns and rainbows. So to get started, I like to sing the same song every week. I sing Hello Friends, but I like to use a little bit of sign language. So you're going to need two friends and they're going to give each other a hug. And then you're also going to wave hello. The song goes like this. Hello friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. Let's get started. The first book I have for us today is called Peep the Cat, The Great Leprechaun Chase by James Dean. Pete the Cat is a favorite character at the library, and I know a lot of my little friends out there love Pete the Cat. So, if you haven't read Pete the Cat before and you enjoy this book, we have plenty for you to check out on curbside at our library. This is a HarperCollins publication. Tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day, and Pete's teacher, Mr. G, is teaching about leprechauns. The only time you can catch one is on St. Patrick's Day. A leprechaun will bring you good luck, Mr. G says. Now everyone in class wants a leprechaun, and Pete gets a great idea. He will open a leprechaun catching business. St. Patrick's Day comes and Pete gathers some supplies. He hangs a sign above his stand. This will be easy, Pete thinks. Squirrel is Pete's first customer. I want a leprechaun, Squirrel says. I need good luck for my test. Cool. I'm on it, says Pete. Pete has a plan. He will follow a rainbow until he finds a leprechaun. Finally, Pete arrives at the end of the rainbow and finds Clover the leprechaun next to a pot of gold. Pete sneaks up behind Clover. Swoosh! But Clover is too fast. Did you think you could catch me so easily? He asks. Once there was a cat named Pete who thought nabbing some luck would be neat. Then he happened upon a smart leprechaun who he'll find quite tricky to beat. Clover disappears in a poof of green smoke. Pete will need a new plan. That afternoon, Gus visits Pete's lucky leprechaun catchers. I want a leprechaun, Gus says. I need good luck for my band recital. Pete says, I'll see what I can do. Pete plans to lure Clover out with his music. He plays a jaunty song on his guitar. Before long, Clover dances over to Pete. Just a little closer, Pete thinks. Suddenly, Clover starts spinning around Pete, round and around. Clover goes faster and faster. Oh no! Clover wraps up Pete with the rope. Pete has finally met his match, a crafty leprechaun he just can't catch. He'll never win. He better give in or find something else to snatch. That evening, Callie visits Pete's lucky leprechaun catchers. I want a leprechaun, Callie says. I need good luck for my tennis match. Says Pete. St. Patrick's Day is almost over. There isn't much time left to catch a leprechaun. But Pete won't give up yet. Pete sets a trap for Clover. Before long, Clover tiptoes up to the trap and sniffs the air. I love candy, he whispers, peering under the box. Pete waits. Very quietly. Crash! Pete rushes over and checks underneath the trap, but it's empty. Clover skips away. Pete has tried many a plot, but still I haven't been caught. And isn't it dandy? I even got candy. Well, Pete ends up with squat. Pete has an idea. He follows the trail of spilled candy to Clover's secret hideout. Pete sneaks up behind Clover. Swoosh! Pete finally catches Clover. Why do you want me? Clover asks. I'm helping my friends who need some extra luck, Pete says. Luck doesn't come from having a leprechaun, says Clover. You and your friends have each other. That already makes you as lucky as can be. Could Clover be right? Pete is one lucky cat. A lucky cat doesn't need a lucky leprechaun. He lets Clover go. Pete decides he will be the good luck his friends need by helping them out himself. Pete helps Squirrel study for his test. Squirrel aces it. Pete helps Gus rehearse for the recital. Gus rocks it. Pete helps Callie practice for her match. Callie wins it. Clover magically appears. "Good job, Pete," says Clover. "I have one more poem for you." While Clover played hide and seek, Pete learned something unique. The luck that you make beats luck that you take any old day of the week. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Now we're going to play with the flannel board for a minute. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leprechauns. We have a tree, a pot of gold, a rainbow, and a door. So the rhyme goes like this. 5 little leprechauns scurrying by my door. 1 jumped away, and then there were 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 little leprechauns climbing in my tree. 1 hid in the green leaves, and then there were 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 little leprechauns, just a busy few. 1 went for a pot of gold, and then there were 2. 2 little leprechauns having lots of fun. 1 hopped over the rainbow, and then there was 1. 1 little leprechaun with all his work done. He slipped off for a nap, and then there were none. I'd like to share The Leprechaun Under the Bed with you by Teresa Bateman. I love this story, and I read it every year around St. Patrick's Day because it tells you how leprechauns can be such tricksters. It's a holiday house publication. Brian O'Shea enjoyed his privacy. A leprechaun can be alone without being lonely, he liked to say. Indeed, he would know, for he made a snug home beneath the ground in an out-of-the-way spot. But time went on. Big, tall, human people moved nearer and nearer until one day a man named Sean McDonald started building a stone cottage right overhead. Brian tried leprechaun magic to stop Sean. He made Sean see headless ghosts and even a banshee rising from the foundation stones of his new cottage. But his plan backfired. "It's just like my sainted mother always told me," Sean declared in delight. "The land of Ireland is full of magic and surprises." All too soon, a fine cottage stood over Brian's home, so he built a door under Sean's bed. On moonlit nights, Brian would cobble outside. When it rained, he worked under Sean's bed, deliberately disturbing the man's sleep. Yet he didn't wish to be discovered, so if Sean moved, Brian would whisper, "Now don't you be frettin' your wee little head. It's only the cat under the bed." After a week of restless nights, Sean decided he had to know why he wasn't sleeping well. He went to bed as usual, but though his eyes were closed, his ears were open. At midnight, the tapping began, and Sean sat bolt upright. "Now don't you be frettin' your wee little head. It's only the cat under the bed," he heard from below. "Ah, of course. The cat." Sean yawned, settling back under the covers. Then his eyes flew open. "I don't have a cat," he thought. "And even if I did, who ever heard of a talking cat?" So what was under the bed? The answer popped into his head. Sean smiled. His mother had always said that a leprechaun in the house was a fine piece of luck, and luck he couldn't afford to lose. The next morning, Sean made stirabouts for breakfast and placed a bowl of it under the bed for the cat. At lunch, the bowl was empty, so he put in some stew, and from that day on, every time he filled his own plate, he added a bit to the bowl under the bed. Sean was a hard-working man, but his small farm produced barely enough. Times grew hard, and times grew harder, until there came a day when Sean went to bed with both his stomach and his bowl empty. The next morning, a gold coin gleamed in the middle of the kitchen table. "What a blessing it is to have a cat in the house," he remarked aloud before hurrying out to buy good food. And they lived well for weeks on that coin, but soon the cupboard was bare again, and another gold coin appeared. "Consider this a loan," Sean said, "until times are better." "Thank you, cat." But when Sean went to buy his oatmeal and potatoes, there was more than one eyebrow raised in the village. A poor man might have saved one gold coin for hard times, but 2? Gossip ran like water through fingers, and as it spread, it grew. Sean McDonald must have a whole chest of gold coins hidden in his cottage. What many tongues say, be it true or not, many ears hear. 2 robbers caught wind of the tale and decided that no one deserved Sean's gossiped gold more than they did. So, one crisp morning, they hid outside, waiting for Sean to leave. Then they slipped into his cottage, tossed the cupboards, and pried stones out of the fireplace. Such a clatter made Brian poke his head up from under the bed. He was shocked at what he saw, but what happened next was worse. The cottage door swung open as Sean returned for a forgotten tool. In no time than it takes to tell, the robbers tied the poor man to a chair. "Tell us where you've hidden the gold," they bellowed. Fearing for Sean's safety, Brian banged his hammer against the floor to catch the robbers' attention. Now what's that?" one of the men asked. Fearing for Brian's safety, Sean spoke quickly. "Now don't you be fretting your wee little head. It's only the cat under the bed." "Cat?" the men replied. "Well, the bed's the only place we haven't looked." As Sean worried, Brian grinned. Both robbers stuck their heads under the bed, and there they saw exactly what Brian had told them. A cat. But this was a wild-eyed cat. Eyes like lightning and claws like knives. The cat smiled at the robbers, then licked its lips as it found the sight of them tasty. With a shriek, the men tumbled backwards, then fled as if the devil himself were at their heels. Brian laughed until tears ran down his cheeks. Sean chuckled as he wiggled free of the rope. Then he stretched and bowed in the direction of his pillow. "'Tis a grand thing indeed, having a cat beneath the bed," he declared. "Aye," replied a voice from below, "and it's a pleasure having a friend above it." And they lived well and happily for the rest of their days. So leprechauns like to store their pots of gold at the end of a rainbow. So I thought we could make our own rainbow stew. Maybe someday we'll find our own pot of gold. So what we're going to do is we're going to put all of our fruit into our big pot. We're going to stir it. We're going to stir it. We're going to stir it a lot. So can you guys all get out an imaginary pot at home for me and get ready to stir? Okay. So first we're going to take an apple. We're going to put it in the pot. We're going to stir it. We're going to stir it. We're going to stir it a lot. We're going to take it out now. What will it be, do you think? It'll be the prettiest red you ever did see. What's next? Let's take a pumpkin and put it in the pot. We'll stir it, we'll stir it, we'll stir it a lot. We'll take it out now. What will it be? It'll probably be the prettiest orange you ever did see. What about this? What color is this pepper that we have? Yellow. Let's take a pepper and we'll put it in the pot. We'll stir it, we'll stir it, we'll stir it a lot. We'll take it out now, and what will it be? It'll be the prettiest yellow you ever did see. What do we have now? Ooh, some broccoli. Let's take some broccoli and put it in the pot. We'll stir it, we'll stir it, we'll stir it a lot. We'll take it out now, and what will it be? The prettiest green you ever did see. Now we got some blueberries, and we'll put them in the pot. We'll stir them, we'll stir them, we'll stir them a lot. We'll take them out now. What will they be? The prettiest blue you ever did see. What's left? Some grapes. We'll take some grapes, we'll put them in the pot, we'll stir them, we'll stir them, we'll stir them a lot. We will take them out now, and what will they be? The prettiest purple you ever did see. Look at that, we made a rainbow. Now we're going to read How to Catch a Leprechaun, words by Adam Wallace and pictures by Andy Elkerton. It's a Sourcebooks Jabberwocky publication. So this book is really silly, and it shows a bunch of kids trying to set traps to catch leprechauns. So when I was a kid, I used to try and catch a leprechaun every St. Patrick's Day. So I'd set up elaborate traps, kind of like the ones in this book. So it's something maybe you can do at home. The night is dark, the streets are quiet. St. Patrick's Day is near. I tap my hammer so you'll know the leprechaun is here. I'll pull out your laces, put glitter in your hair, and when you walk around, you'll see my gold coins everywhere. He's a trickster, huh? You'll never catch me in your trap, but yes, I'll make a scene. I'll turn the whole place upside down. Your toilet will be green. House number 1. I'm going in. Really? That's your trap? I'm in and out without a doubt. That one was a snap. And now I think it's getting worse. A shoebox on a stick. I'll dance a jig and still escape. We leprechauns are quick. Another house. I fixed your shoes. They really were quite smelly. I'll eat the nuts you left as bait and leave with a full belly. Now you're talking. Look at this. It's dandelion tea. But I'm too speedy for your trap. This tea is mine for free. I know you want my pot of gold. That iron cage was clever. But I've been alive 200 years. You won't catch me. Ever. Now you're getting fancy. But I'll escape with twinkle toes. It's a fancy pantsy dancy. It seems to me an engineer has helped with this design. Too bad this little leprechaun is going to be just fine. Look at that contraption. Your entire house is one big trap? From the ceiling to the floor? Nice try, indeed. But soon enough, I'll stroll right out the door. Look at that house. The Leprechaun Begone 3000 gave me quite a scare, but without a 4-leaf clover, I won't be caught in there. You'll never catch this leprechaun. Impossible. That's a fact. Unless one day a brilliant child designs the perfect trap. But who will be that child? Better luck next year. Thank you for joining me for our Leprechaun Storytime today. I had a lot of fun singing songs with you and reading books. Now it's time to say goodbye. So does anyone remember the sign for friends? 1, 2? Yeah, they give each other a hug, and the sign for goodbye is like this. The song goes, goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Bye, everyone. See you next time.